Hello, this is Starshot, here to welcome you back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes. We last left off saving the Queen from all the special ops people holding her hostage, but she's informed us that Colonel Richard has come down here to the secret underground ancient ruins to uncover a powerful device that was left by the ancients and that could potentially control or destroy the world. So we have Estelle, Joshua, Tita, and Scheherazade all in our party currently. But we can pretty much switch it up with any of these other guys if we want. We even have a little safe rest orbital station here. It's been a while since I've seen one of these. And the professor here can give us any items or modifications that we need. You know, if we have any slots we need to open, or any quartz we don't have, we can pick up here. Let's see if there's anything new. Quite a few, but yeah, for the most part, a lot of them are kind of the same reason we couldn't pick them up the first time. We could pick up Mine 3, I guess, which would be good. We don't really have too many other reasons to pick up anything else, I guess, other than HP 3 again. But since we already have one, I'll pick up a Mine 3 now. That should be good for one of our heroes here to have. But yeah, so we need to go in, stop Colonel Richard from whatever he's doing, and hopefully stop whatever device is he's set on using, because you never know in these ancient ruin places. And supposedly this is a fairly long section, because they actually talk about setting up multiple bases inside as we get further in. And sadly we have no map, so we're pretty much just playing this by ear. And it's been a long time since I last ran through this area, so this will be fairly interesting. I'll be curious to see how far it goes, but it looks like this is a dead end, so I always try to make sure to check every path, because you never know what you might find in terms of treasure, especially in ancient ruins like this. And of course we have a few enemies we can find out and fight. I should probably see what these are like. No, I forgot to equip the information one, so... But it looks like there aren't any specific elemental weaknesses I can exploit, so I'll just try some regular attacks and see how well that goes. Well, she can definitely do quite a bit of damage there. But the strength, I guess, up helped as well. And there's one down. So now we just make use of our critical. So for the most part, these guys aren't too bad, since we fast enough and we surprised them. So we were able to just take them down with regular attacks. And it looks like we could potentially level up at least once here with our current party. But let me go ahead and equip a few orbments I should have on these guys, since... Let's see. I'm fine with how she's set up. So let's change her a little, since she's sort of all over the place with her orbments here. So I'll give her... Now where's the info one? Or is he the only one who can equip it or something? Or do I have someone else with it? Where's the info orbment? That's kind of weird. It should have been in here. But I might have it equipped on someone else for all I know. And there is the cloak, so if you want to avoid any battles, you can do that. But yeah, let me go back to the party and see if I can unequip all their orbments, just so I have more options here. Because I would like to kind of have some, at least, knowledge on how to deal with some of these guys, instead of just kind of playing it by ear and figuring out as we go along. Because knowledge is definitely your friend in this case. And let me go to the change members here. So, let's see if none of those three have it. Or no, those two don't have it. So let's check Oliver. And I get Zin here. Okay, neither of them have it. Okay, so maybe Chloe has it, is what I'm remembering. But I'll check Agate as well. But at least they make the Orbment thing here pretty quick. But let me go ahead and just remove all their Orbments. I forgot to do that with the other guy. Okay, here we go. We found the one we were looking for. But yeah, so depending on what kind of party you want, you should probably do what I'm doing here and take out each of their Orbments. Let's see, so the only other ones would be Zin and Oliver. Need to make sure I take care of all the Orbments they also have as well. Because as far as I know, I don't, you know, they'll be around, so you can kind of switch them out whenever you want. But I'll just kind of go with the party I was looking at, because I sort of like how they're made up of. So yeah, let's see, we had Tita and Shahara, along with Estelle and Joshua. So let me go ahead and put in that information one I was looking for. And I'll go ahead and give her mine 3. Yeah, that should be good for now. Yeah, for the most part, I'm not, like, there's nothing specific, like, I don't feel like there's anything specific I need for now. Until I run into one of those enemies. Well, let's go ahead and see what his info is, since we didn't see it last time. Oh, just a spy droid which roams ancient ruins. And it also has a terror bomb as a drop, so I guess that is useful at least. But yeah, we should be just alright for now. Just need to make sure we focus on taking one of these droids out before the other. And I need to check to see if he has the best weapon or not. And I guess that was a chainsaw he just used? That seems kind of weird to give a spy droid. It's a bit too noisy if you ask for me. Oh yeah, so it looks like Estelle's pretty close to leveling, but Joshua's gonna take a bit more. Is this seep we see on the ground that's glowing? Huh. That's kind of neat. Let's see, there's a few more. There's spy droid. Yeah, so I won't be certain of which way I'm going, but I'll try to check all the different routes and see what we can find. Well, let me go ahead and start using up some arts here to kind of maybe just speed things along a little. Since we can just go back whenever we want to the orbital station and heal up when we want. But I definitely like the idea of like an ancient civilization that was far more advanced than you beforehand. I've always found that kind of an interesting mystery to solve. Oh, there's another path here, but we got this special looking treasure chest. What could be inside? It's just a terror bomb. A bit anticlimactic for how it looks, but ancient civilization. What can you do? Too late. It apparently is what they're telling me. Oh well. Let's see. But yeah, I always liked the idea of ancient civilization mysteries and kind of the idea that they were somehow more advanced than you, so it kind of opens up to a lot of interesting things. And okay, we have the weirdest looking machine right in front of us that's in this treasure chest. And a few more interesting looking machines. So let's see what we can do about them. But before that, let's see. So mechanized security droid, powerful range attack, and spy droid. No, not that one. There we go. Support droid that roams ancient ruins, can use a restorative art plus others. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure we take care of the guard droids here. And thankfully the arrow storm here is pretty all-encompassing, really, which is kind of one of the nicer things I like about it compared to a lot of the other arts. And of course we have our trusted white Gehenna here. Can't forget about that. And for her we just have stone impact. Well, that's kind of annoying. All these security droids can stop our arts moves. Which they did except for one, only because they ran out of them. It's really annoying. Well, at least we have a chance to get this one off, though. And I guess for the most part, the ancient ruin motif that I've noticed is fairly common, actually, in a lot of the Ys games, along with, I think it looks like the Tales of Trails in the Sky as well, which I think it's fine to use. You know, I think as long as you try not to make it the same thing each time, like not world-ending every time, I guess. Let's try and get an arrow storm in here. Hopefully we can have it happen. And then it looks like Estelle's a bit low here, so I need to try and heal her. I'll see if she can heal right away with her arts or not. I guess not, so let me just go ahead and use an item instead.
We're good to go.
And then I'm getting set up to use Joshua's CP move right at that critical after this one. So hopefully this should take care of most of them, especially since this is a critical. And he's at 200, so... Wow. That did quite a number, didn't it? Of course, it didn't take care of the... What the heck is a donkey missile? Is that a normal thing in military terms? I've never heard this term donkey missile before, have you guys? That's the weirdest thing I've heard in this game yet. Well, let's still try to keep making use of our arts here, but I might be better off just trying to do normal attacks with how often they keep canceling my stuff. And they go ahead and cancel our stuff. Do some more donkey missiles. I still find it weird saying that. And then of course I need to try and heal before they get killed. And let's go ahead and get an attack in, hopefully. Sadly, a critical from him is apparently worth nothing. Or that they just have such high defense, it's almost impossible to hurt them otherwise. Like, we did plenty of damage with that, but of course because of the AA canceler, they kept stopping us. And now that since they're a bit too far away, I'll just do some single target spells to save on EP. And just focus one down at this point, just so that they stop canceling our attacks. Well, that last spell should take care of him, so now I just need to focus on the other guy. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of what other games have used the ancient civilization that was more advanced than the current one usually. Just in case, I'll have one more target him. Let's see. I guess that's my question of the day for anyone who's interested. What video game or story that you've recently played or liked used the trope of an ancient civilization that was much more advanced than the current civilization? Because I guess the reason I like the idea for that is that it kind of gives you the idea that that even though some catastrophe happened to the previous civilization, that life still goes on, life still continues, and stuff like that. Trying to kind of, and things still kind of keep progressing and changing in new ways. But, you know, and I think it provides with some interesting ways of setting things up without making them too contrived. Like being able, like having certain advanced things that you wouldn't think would be possible, but they are because, hey, you know, it actually happened before their time or something.
Oh, are you done already?
Like, because I guess when you think about a lot of the apocalypse movies, like, I guess a good one was Mad Max Fury Road, I believe it's called. You know, they still had all the different technology and stuff like that, and what's the Daedalus arm? Is it something for us or for one of the other characters? You've returned to the scene of the crime, I see. I haven't left, but whatever. So let me see if it's a weapon for one of our main characters or if it's something for Tita here, which would be nice. Oh, no, it's actually for our Zin friend. So much for that, then. Oh well, we should be able to find the rest of the other weapons as well for the other characters, I believe. If they're giving us one for Zin, I'm sure there's one for everyone else, too. And it looks like I found an elevator. Okay, so it looks like we found the second floor. Wasn't sure why people were glowing for a second there, though. And I guess I'll keep looking a bit more, or at least past this room. But yeah, so it looks like it keeps going, but let me go back upstairs because I don't want to miss anything that could be fairly useful to us in the future. And let me go ahead and try and give her some orbments that allow her to heal multiple people. Let me just take a quick look at what the magic for that is. Okay, so we're missing some gold. If we want to give her La Tyr and La Terra, which is kind of what we were looking for. So what we need is to change the defense 3 here with the EP cut here. And that should still allow us to do stuff while still keeping the same arts we had before. There we go. Yeah, you gotta make sure everything's kind of looks just right. Let's go back upstairs now. I want to make sure everything up here is explored before we move on to the next floor. And I'll, of course, try to fight a few more. Oh, here we go, another special chest. And it's actually on this side. Of course, that's where we entered. Oh wow, that's a bit terrifying, actually, with how it looks with the rotating fins, or they almost look like spears or something. Let's see, so what are we dealing with here, though? D-Series Doom. A mechanized droid that guards ancient ruins, uses sound waves that affect status. Oh, great. Well, it's a good thing I have one who's resistant to all of them, but you know, sadly they're not that close, so area of effect spells aren't as powerful. But thankfully we still have Arrow Storm here, so hitting these two should be pretty good. And we have blind paralysis. Well, not too bad at least. Paralysis won't start the arts, and neither will the blindness. Yeah, and the D-Series Doom don't really have any specific resistances to elements, so we're fine there. So this should go out pretty well, at least a lot better than those other security droids we dealt with. I mean, it looks like we got some decent damage on them, but we still got a bit more to go. Seriously call for backup? Really? Oh, just more spy droids. Well, that's not as terrifying as I thought it could have been, but we're still trying to deal with just this one alone, and it's really annoying. We're a bit low, so let me go ahead and do a heal here. Actually, I guess I'll just go ahead and attack, see if that does enough damage. And of course it doesn't. Well, at least some of these attacks aren't terrifyingly that I don't think we'll die at least, but I'm sorry for the speed up if that disorients anyone. That's just me trying to speed up the battle here since it can take a while. And now we just have to focus on this other one who's sort of out of range of some of the other ones. Actually, let me just go ahead and focus on him since he's the lowest right now. Wow, that took care of him pretty quick. Thank you, Shadow. Well, let's try and deal with this one next now. And we did an entire Arrow Storm for just one spy droid. But yeah, the Shadow Spear does have a chance to KO someone instantly. So it is a good one to have every now and then. But I haven't seen it work that often. Like as you saw there, sadly didn't one-hit KO him, but it still at least does decent damage. And of course more spy droids. Well, hopefully that's just more XP for us then. That should help. Well, let's see if I can get a good heal in here. Well, yeah, thankfully, at least it doesn't seem to be giving us the status ailments that would be doing a lot more to us. Like, because I know Confuse really is annoying, and then of course stopping our arts would really slow things down for us as well. So hopefully at least they shouldn't be too problematic, but make sure no one gets too low when it comes to healing, of course. Looks like Estelle's, or not Estelle, Tita here is a bit low on arts, on EP right now. But not the easiest battle, that's for sure. Those Doom series machines are really annoying. But at least Joshua got his level, even Scheherazade leveled up too. You probably want to get a few levels through this area as well, since the enemies are definitely a lot more dangerous than before. Let's see. The chest mocks you with its emptiness. Mock it does. Sorry. Poor joke, but moving on. Let's see. Let's see if, black coat. Okay, that doesn't really do much. I'm trying to think, what was the newest thing we just got? Because it said Royal Guard. Oh, it's men only. Apparently it can only be worn by our only guy in our party, Joshua. Oh well. I'm not sure how often they do kind of gender-specific clothing in RPGs. I don't see it that often. But since we at least picked those two up, and you've at least seen there's another floor to explore, we have a few more hallways to go through, but I'll be finishing things here for now. So join us next time as we explore the rest of this expansive labyrinth and see what we can find. So until then, have fun gaming.